Here we go. Hello, welcome. I'm Zoe Jane and I am in Thrive After Teaching in Facebook. And I interview teachers with businesses. And today we have Jasmine with us. Welcome, Jasmine.
Hi, Zoe. Lovely to be here.
And would you like to, your business we will come to, but what teaching experiences have you had in the past?
Well, I was a teacher for like 17 years and I lived in
Wow.
lots of different countries. Yeah. So I was
Mhm.
teaching, it's English language teaching, and I was teaching primary, secondary, and adults. Started off with adults and then went
Mhm.
primary and secondary. Yeah.
What subjects do you teach?
Mainly English language, English
Mhm.
literature. Yeah. Exam preparations, that kind of thing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Wow. And what is it? Would you like to say what is it you do now, and how did that journey from teaching take you to your new profession?
I guess, I was teaching for how long was this? Maybe about 15 years. And then I was thinking, I think for the last few years before
Mm.
I stopped teaching, I was getting tired, and I was thinking, I love the students and everything, but I was just getting really tired. And I was just thinking, but what
Yeah.
else am I going to do? I've
Yeah.
been doing this for so long, and I would
Mm.
talk to the other teachers about it. And a lot of other teachers felt the same. Or
Yeah.
maybe I was just gravitating towards the ones who felt the same. I don't know. And they would always be like, but there's nothing else I can do now. This is
Yeah.
it. I've made my
Yeah.
decision and I kind of have to stick to it. But I was always thinking,
Hang on a
no,
minute.
there's
Yeah.
course there's something else. Like, how can you just, we've still got a long time,
Yeah, I've
to
got
change.
yeah.
I just thought, yeah, I don't want to accept that this is
No.
it.
Mm.
There's something else for me. And I don't know if that's because I knew there was something else for me
Mm.
or what. And I remember just saying to like the universe, what can I do? What can I do? Asking those questions all of the time. And
Yeah.
then during that time, I kept meeting coaches coming to
Ah,
me, proactive coaches.
wow.
Yeah. I met about 5 in the
Mhm.
space of, I don't know if it was a month or 2. And then
Mm.
finally I was like, you know what? I keep meeting coaches. I feel like this is some kind of sign or something. So
Mhm.
I explored it, and I phoned up and everything, and I booked myself in to do the first training course. I was in
Okay.
Dubai at the time, so I went to London to do this when I was on
Mhm.
holiday, actually. I thought I'd do it while I'm having a break in England because,
Yeah.
it sounded like it was quite intense. Um, and I didn't do it to become a coach. I just did it to be coached to then find out what I wanted to do. Yeah.
Yeah, I see. I see. Oh, brilliant.
Yeah, and then so that was like 3 days, 3 full days, the first
Mhm.
course, and it blew my mind, and it was so difficult for me. I had a lot of
Mm.
anxiety, and it was really facing things, but I knew, even though it was so hard and I actually didn't like it at all, I
Mhm.
knew I had to go through this. This was where I was going to find out the answers for what I needed to do. So
Yeah.
I went back to Dubai and I finished all of the courses, and each
Mhm.
one, it was just like so many realizations, transformations. Uh,
Yes, amazing, isn't it?
yeah,
Yeah.
and then at the end, I was like, "I know what I need to do." I know it sounds so cheesy, but I was like, "I want to be a coach for others and help them have the same
Yeah,
realizations." So
absolutely.
I got certified. I was still teaching,
Oh,
at the time.
wow. So you started your coaching certification while you were teaching. So you
Yes.
had that, like, exit plan in your head before you left the job?
Kind of, yeah. So this all happened. So I did the certification. I started certification February 20. So
Mhm.
just before
Okay.
COVID was coming, and then which was great. Well, it wasn't great COVID, but I mean the
Mm.
support, because luckily I had all this support around me, with
Mm.
coaching,
Yeah.
and we used it to really help us get through all of these,
Yeah,
challenging times.
absolutely. Mm.
What was I going to say? Yeah, and then COVID came, and then I had to decide, do I want to go on unpaid leave or have my salary reduced by
Mm.
35%?
Ooh.
And at this time I was just like, because obviously certification was expensive, and I
Yeah.
was really tired because I was tutoring as well, I think,
Gosh.
and I was like, I can't, I'm paying all this money for certification, but I'm not getting the best out of it because I'm tired. So I
Mm.
was like, this is the
Mm.
perfect time. So I decided to take 3 months unpaid leave,
Uh,
which turned into forever.
Never went back.
Never went back. Yeah.
Wow.
So that's how that happened. And then I was coaching adults, and then I wanted to coach teenagers and young adults.
And so what's your official title? What type of coach are you?
Family coach.
And how
Family
do you
coach.
help people?
So I work with teenagers, young adults, basically creating confidence, helping them become
Okay.
self-confident and finding their voice. And I think it all stems
Okay.
from me when I was a teenager, and I wanted to find
Oh,
my voice. And
yes.
I know if I'd have had those tools and techniques that I learned through coaching, probably things would have been a lot easier. And they're just such simple
Yeah.
tools and techniques as well, but they can be so transformational. So I teach one-to-one and
Mhm.
give workshops to schools and universities.
Gosh, so you still have that link with education in your
Exactly, yeah. And then I
You're
thought,
still
wow,
there.
that's why I did all the teaching for so long, because now I'm
Yeah,
making programs and things, because
yeah.
it's just like planning a lesson. I was just like, maybe
But
there was a reason for all of that.
it's like it's really lovely step, isn't it? So you're staying in education, but not
Yeah,
teaching. You're actually in that kind of world, but you're not a teacher. You're still supporting,
yes.
you know, families and students, but in a
Yeah,
completely different avenue. And it is
yeah,
really hard, isn't it, when you're in the classroom and in a staff room to actually think about what you can do next. And I also think our brains are
yeah.
so busy when we're working and we're teaching. It's very hard to think outside the box, isn't it? Until your
Oh,
brain,
totally.
or let's say when your brain relaxes, you're more susceptible for these ideas to flow. But I've forgotten completely
100%.
what I was going to say.
No, no, you're right. No,
You
it's
know, your
100%.
experience, yeah.
You're on the
Your
treadmill and you don't have time to reflect or think, actually. You're
Yeah,
just
you don't.
getting through
You
each
don't.
day, getting through
Mm,
each day.
mm. But it is
And
these life experiences that we have then makes us it drives us to thinking, oh, I can do that, oh, I can do this. And it's all unexpected, isn't it? Like you didn't sit in the staff room and go, I'm going to be a coach. I've got an idea. But actually your life experiences do bring opportunities and they open those doors which you just don't know is going to happen. It's yeah.
yeah,
So
it happens organically. And that's the thing,
yeah,
you can't force these things, can you? Because
no.
once you try and force things, it just doesn't sort of happen. I think if you
Mm,
just it happens organically. Things will happen.
yeah.
You've got to let life happen organically
Oh,
somehow.
definitely, definitely. But also I've learned recently,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
follow your gut feeling. Like if you have
Yeah.
that niggle that you want to do something, but you're not quite sure what it involves, and you need to do more research. Otherwise, like me, a year and a half later, you've still got that thought in your head, and you haven't
Wow.
actually been actively, seeking the answers. So yeah, so what about business then? So how did you learn about business? All the things that you needed to go online and find your clients.
Sorry,
How
I
did
just
you?
got distracted by that comment. Sorry, say that
I'm
again.
sorry.
Sorry.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
um, your business. So when you decided to be a coach and you're certified, how did you go out there and get clients? So how did you learn about the
Oh,
online business world of
oh
what to
yeah.
do?
That was a whole nother massive, massive learning. So I knew that I didn't know anything about business, to be honest.
Mm.
So I took part in some business training.
Okay.
Yeah, it was like a group like every week, and I was doing that for a while. But I quickly realized that most people there had established businesses, and I
Ah,
was just
okay.
learning. So I really
Yeah.
could see the difference, and I was just like, this not really helping me because I need to know like
Mm.
the absolute basics. But I carried
Yeah.
on because I was learning something and I didn't know, because how do you know which training to do? Because
You don't.
there's
Yeah,
so
it's
much
really
out
hard.
there.
So
Yeah.
hard.
And
Yeah.
you know, and I'd already spent a lot of money on having coaches myself because during the
Mm.
certification you have to have your own coach as well. And it's
Yeah.
expensive. All of it's expensive. And
Mm.
you're just like, where do I what do I buy? You want the best and you have to spend money, but it's like you
Yeah.
don't want to, waste it because you hear all these stories of people, paying for things and then you're just
Mm.
not getting your money's worth, things like that. So I did that course and then I met people on there. And then what else was I doing? yeah, from that, I met people who helped me with LinkedIn because I realized I had to have a strategy on LinkedIn. So I
Yeah.
started that, and then the social media, then Instagram, and then Facebook. I mean, there was just so much. And then the website first,
Yeah.
obviously. I mean, that just building the website and having help, and that was huge. So all of that, I was learning a lot. But then I joined another group. That was it. And that helped me much more as well. So I had a lot of support. But I still feel now I have a lot to learn. Now I feel like I'm taking a step back and I'm just
Yeah.
digesting everything.
Yeah.
I still feel like a beginner, but then I think about when I think about a year ago, I didn't know anything about business.
No, I know. And I've learned things like you have that you didn't know even existed. You know, there's so many things that you've learned where people could actually go and be a specialized social media manager, a website designer, all these things that you discover when you have a business idea that you can then go and do actually for yourself and earn money doing it. But when you're a teacher, you don't know they exist, do you? You have like,
So
yeah,
many, so
there's
much.
so much out there that
Yeah.
you can do. So if a teacher asked you, what can I do after teaching? How would you respond to that question?
I would just say there's just so many things you can do. But you have to just get out and take the chance, don't you? There's
Yeah.
there's no guarantees. But I think
Mhm.
even like kind of what happened to you, you know, you might think take the chance and try something, but then that might not actually be the thing that you end up doing,
Yeah.
but that will
Mhm.
lead to something else. Like, and I always
Definitely.
remember
Yeah.
a good
Yeah.
friend of mine, she always said, Jasmine, it's about making that decision and doing something. If you're just
Mm.
stuck and you're not doing anything, you are making a decision,
Then you're
aren't
not.
you?
Yeah.
To
Yeah.
do nothing, you know. And my friend always said, yeah, just make that decision and then the next thing will happen
Yes.
organically. It's like the organic thing again. You don't need
It's
to see everything.
amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. Because so many
Yeah.
people used to say, you know, there's nothing I can do now. It's because they were trying to plan their whole life out. And it's like, just have the courage to make that decision.
Yeah.
And then the next things will unfold.
Yeah.
It's hard though. It's not easy.
No.
But
Mm.
I don't know about you, but I just always remember feeling, oh no, I'm still in this job that I don't want to be in. And that
Yeah.
thought,
Yeah.
oh,
And I can think like, so 10 years in, I did 10 years full time in teaching. And then I had a year out to go backpacking for a year. And I was really lucky. I was allowed to go back to the school. And then I got pregnant. So I did another year when I returned. But, you know, people talk about pregnancy and having children as their get out, you know, and it
yeah,
is like a lot of people go, think I need to have a baby now. You know, I'm done now. I need to go part-time. But the only way I can go part-time is if I have a baby, you know, and it's everyone's looking for that little way out. And then when so after 10 years I went traveling, but I remember having that conversation, what else can I do? I'm a bit, I wouldn't say bored, but you know, it's that routine. And I was teaching at the same school, lovely school. So I never wanted to leave.
yes,
But it was like, here we go again, back into the classroom, back into the classroom. Oh, I've got a meeting, you know. And so yeah, 10 years in, I left after 24 years. So it's like
24
went
years.
on for a while, but I did a lot of part-time
Okay,
after obviously my first child. I never went back full-time.
okay.
Yeah. So
I love
I did get
teaching. It's just
variety,
amazing.
but I think for a long time, a lot of teachers have that niggling feeling of what else can I do? But as you
Yeah.
said, loads of things you can do. You've just got to take that leap.
Yeah, and how much do you not want to stay is the
Yeah,
thing, isn't it?
yeah, exactly. So, Jasmine, where can people find you? So, let's just remind everyone, you're a family coach. That's
Yeah,
your business after teaching.
yeah.
So, how can people find you? Where are you on social media?
I'm with Nava. So WITHNAVA on Instagram, withnava.com. LinkedIn is my name, Jasmine Navarro. But yeah.
Super. Excellent. Well, thank you very much for coming in today and having an interview with us.
Thank you so
Thank
much, Zoe.
you. Thank you.